Well, hello everyone and good morning. This is your girl Audrey Codner from ACG Math Tutoring and the founder of You Can Tutor. We are going international again. So this time we're going off to the lovely land of Tanzania where I have a great tutor that's doing excellent things in his community as well as venturing out to a place and maybe even a classroom or a living room near you. So please let me welcome to the stage Mr. Agrey Kimaro. No, I said it wrong. Instead of Camaro, it's Kimaro. There you go.
Yeah,
How are you?
I'm fine.
Well, thank you for coming in here and please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yes, I'm Agrey Kimaro, a math and science tutor and also a founder and the director of Numbers Foundation as well as Mr. Number Tutoring Hub. Yes, as you hear, Mr. Number Tutoring Hub come from my name, my nickname in tutoring. A lot of students like to call me Mr. Numbers, and that has been my name for several years now. So I've been tutoring for like 8 years for online tutoring, and uh, yeah,
So, have you always just been tutoring just inside your community or have you been tutoring outside?
I've been tutoring on site and online. I've
Okay.
been on tutoring on site through Mr. Number Tutoring Hub, whereby the students are just coming to Mr. Number Tutoring Hub centers, and then we help them with the tutoring. But online, I've been tutoring online, having my personal students and as well as being employed in some of the great online platform for tutors like Tutor Ocean Canada, whereby I tutor students from Canada, America, South Africa, Venezuela, and the other countries that I meet students from. Yeah.
Nice. Now, because we have, and everyone thinks that math is always like something special in the United States versus everywhere else, but please tell me, because when we first talked, tell me about some of the things that you noticed about your students when it came to math education.
Yeah. Simple mathematics, you have to make mathematics enjoyable and fun to the students. What I've seen as a gap for students to learn and love mathematics is how to relate what we have been learning in mathematics with the real life situations. For example, when you are teaching someone like rates, like we are exchanging money, exchanging currencies from one country to another countries, you have to see the significance. You have to show the student the significance of a particular kind of concept that you are giving the students, and where particularly the students will use that concept, mathematics concept. That's why a lot of students end up and say like mathematics has no real life applications. So
Mm.
one of the important thing that I've seen at the gap is to relate the concept that you have been tutoring in mathematics to the normal life or things that they are around in the students.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing. That's international because we're doing the same thing over here. We're wondering, like, the kids are all like, why do I need to do this? And we, as the teachers or the educators, we're the ones that kind of brings it together for them. So, and especially with the status that we're having with lack of teachers, it just seems like there's not that many, especially math teachers. They're all kind of like leaving the whole concepts.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Also, I think there is the motivation inside, the inner motivation that students are getting to be motivated, like to get inspired to start the subject. So, I'm studying mathematics. Then what? I'm studying this mathematics concept. Then what? So this is the gap that make the students dislike this subject, and the way also a particular teacher break down the concept, the way the teacher break down the concept, because in mathematics, if you want students to love and enjoy mathematics, you have to break down the large concept or the complex concept into the simpler one so that the students can get easily and digest it easily compared to when you just go there and just read the entire concept within the book. You have to know how to break it down. If you break it down, then you teach the students, that the students will understand and will take it as an easy subject as other subject they
And
take. Yeah.
then, yeah, and then with your connection, if you know that there is a disconnect, that's the main reason why you get a tutor. You're going to get that person that can translate what your teacher is basically trying to say in ways that your child, or maybe even yourself, if you're an adult learner, that you're getting the understanding of like breaking down those concepts. That's definitely important.
Yes, that definitely what we use in mathematics. If you any teacher, for example, here in Africa, particularly in Tanzania and other country around Africa, we always have several problems that hinder us to teach, especially mathematics and science. But globally, we have that problem of not having good teachers. So you may find, I was teaching one of the students in Canada, and the problem was it was because before he met a bad teacher before that
Mm.
made this particular students to hate mathematics completely. So there is this concern that good teachers are needed all over the world. We need good teachers. And who are those good teachers? Are those teachers that can simplify complexity into simplicity to the students. That is all about the teacher. Unless otherwise, the students should just use the books and read on themselves. So the
Right.
teacher has to simplify to show the difference when the teacher is there and when the teacher is not there. And the teacher has to have, at the end of the teaching, as a teacher, your students will just be judged in two things. First is the students will be judged in the person they've become, and the second one,
Mm.
the work that they've been doing. For example,
Yes.
if you made a bad engineer, that particularly the teacher was bad. If you meet a bad doctor, that particularly a teacher who taught that doctor was a bad teacher. So at last, the product that are going to be seen by the world is from the teachers. Yeah,
Yes, and I'm hoping that everyone is seeing this and hearing this because it's the same thing that we're going on here in the United States. So this is worldwide. So it's not like just a Philadelphia problem. It's not just a Canadian problem, or it's not just a UK problem. It's all throughout. And the way that our kids learn is basically breaking those concepts down. But then we have our societies, we have our districts, we have our people that control our school systems, that they're just saying this is the way that we want our school system to be, and this is how we want our kids to learn. So now we as educators have to work around that. But some kids, as we all know, can't learn at the quick pace that we're dealing with. So hence,
sure.
that's why we have these tutoring services. So, if anything, you also develop, because also in your name, there's another piece. Tell us a little bit about your foundation.
Well, in tutoring, it's a business. So if it's a business, then people has to pay you so that you can offer the services. But it's come a concern, for example, in Africa or particularly in Tanzania, there are some of the students that they cannot afford to pay for tutoring sessions, and they are in need. They are in need of the tutoring sessions. So, how are we going to handle that as a tutoring? So, are you going to leave them because they cannot pay? No. So, I decided to establish Numbers Foundation as a non-profit organization that will help students through mentoring, coaching, and even teaching them mathematics and how important mathematics is for their future professions. So, Numbers Foundation is just a non-profit organization. Mr. Number Tutoring Hub is for-profit organization. So, when we get a little profit here in Numbers, Mr. Number Tutoring Hub, then we use the same amount to help other students that they are in need, that they cannot afford to pay and get services from Mr. Number Tutoring Hub. Why I did this is because I'm also coming from the public schools, and sometimes public schools are considered as the school that we can find the school that poor students. You cannot say poor students, but the students that cannot afford to pay something they are studying. So I always in those public schools, all of the students fail mathematics. They get F, all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen like me and other student, other people like my friends who at least pass from the same public schools. We had this call inside that we have to help the same students that are coming from public schools. So Numbers Foundation always visits those public schools and help them freely with the tutoring and remedial teaching in mathematics so that the students can at least get a pass in mathematics and go to the future profession that they are dreaming of. So
Nice.
Numbers Foundation, I've also invited some of the tutors in Numbers Foundation, um, like when maybe you have a session with 10 students and you are charging like 40 USD, then you can say 10 USD will go to Numbers Foundation to help with the kids. So
Okay.
it's like you are tutoring while you are also helping others because you are coming from the same place. And who knows? Who
I know.
knows? Who knows? Something can change.
True.
You might be here today, and in the next day you are in another place. So it's good to help while you are also earning something. So Mr. Number Tutoring Hub is for-profit organization, and when we get enough clients and enough money, we calculate and see in this year how many students can we help with this revenue that we got from Mr. Number Tutoring Hub. So that is the how we establish Numbers Foundation, and Numbers Foundation grows. Now we have more than 5 years with Numbers Foundation, and we also have other sub activities like
Mhm.
Numbers Charity, whereby we also provide uniforms, we provide exercise, and all necessary instruments or stationery that are needed for a particular student to study. Why we did this is because you cannot go to a school and telling the students like you have to love mathematics. Mathematics is very funny, while the students have never eaten for 2 days or one day.
Right.
They cannot listen to you. They
Right.
cannot listen to you. So we decided to do that. So we have Numbers Charity, and this year we are helping 30 students fully for the full year, providing their contribution, small contribution, and also uniforms. So it's for one student a year. It's costing like 250,000, 250 USD
Right.
for one
Okay.
student a year to complete everything here in Tanzania in primary school. So it's like we're happy about it. We're happy
Right.
about it. The money from Mr. Number Tutoring Hub, using the same money in Numbers Foundation and our small project as Numbers Charity, whereby we are helping the students. And we have the name of the project that we are helping maths, that is called Give Back with Maths.
Oh,
Why are
okay.
we saying why are we saying give back with maths? It's because we studied in these public schools, and the public schools, all of the students always fail. So it's like God granted us something that we got lucky to pass. So we have to return it to the society and help the same students to raise more Mr. Numbers from the schools.
Nice. And then
Yeah.
how is the success? Like, how's it going?
Yeah, success has been very nice because so far, for example, in this Give Back with Maths project, we have visited 10 schools. One of the school called the Shupo Secondary Schools for more than 20 years. The school, since it was established, has never made a student to pass or get an A in mathematics.
Wow.
But for 1 year intervention by Numbers Foundation, the school got 3 A's, get
Wonderful.
B's, yes, get C's and even D's that are the pass mark in mathematics in Tanzania. So that was a very huge success for the students. The students changed their attitude. Even the student who is getting 1% now in class believe that I can change because Numbers Foundation is here to helping us from January until December. So that is something that is we are proud of. Also,
Exactly.
yes, we managed to motivate the students and help them to be fully engaged in class
Mhm.
because the student is comfortable now, has a uniform, can pay small school fees, contributions. They have pens, they have bags, they have everything. They have someone who can go and talk to them, counsel them, direct them toward their dreams. So they are confident on whatever they want in future. So that is also a success. And also the teachers. So one of the causative agent of why a lot of students are failing mathematics here in Tanzania is also lack of enough teachers. And
Mm-hmm.
also the teacher to students ratio is very high. For example, you may find one teacher teaching like 168 students,
Okay.
and those 168 students are being distributed in more than four streams. So if a teacher will just go to stream A, stream B, stream C, stream D, automatically a teacher will be tired,
Yes.
cannot deliver the same quantity, the potential of the teacher cannot see.
Right.
So by intervention of numbers foundation, we are just also supplementing the teaching and reduce the workload of the teachers. So the also teachers are benefiting from this numbers foundation, because at last someone is helping you out and you are getting a relief so that you can energize and become more potential to students when you enter the class. We are human beings. You cannot
Right.
work with a lot of students under tight timetables. That is a difficult thing to do, and you cannot deliver something that's needed. Or even if you want to deliver something, you cannot,
Right.
because you'll end up tired. So that is
Yep.
also one of the success, and what I've seen Numbers Foundation as a vital organization toward mathematics and the nation in general.
And
Yeah.
and that's exactly why a lot of teachers in the states are leaving, because we have 40, sometimes we have 36 to 40 kids in the classroom, and
Yes.
we have like four blocks if we're doing a block schedule, or some of us do six individual schedules. And yeah, that's what I was doing for 18 years.
And I'm telling you, for example, in subject like mathematics, if you really want to change a students, for example, those slow learners, to change
Mhm.
those slow learners, you have to get a time one to
Yep.
one with the students.
Yep.
When are you going to get one to one with 168 students? Or as you were saying there in the US, how are you going to get a time with one to one students while the students are 36?
Right.
And you are getting one to one in algebra. You also have to get one to one in another topic, another topic, another topic, another topic. Also, you
Exactly.
have to make follow up to the students. That's completely, we have to change this situation.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So that's why we need you to expand to the international. So so we can get this together so all the good teachers don't have to leave out the classroom. So I need for you to work on that. Thank you.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Well, you've already told me your uniqueness, which this program sounds like exactly what a lot of people and a lot of teachers are actually looking for and actually reaching out for. And the fact that you're using your tutoring service to help pay for the foundational piece and to help provide for those that don't have is just remarkable. And this is why we're going to need for you guys to open up and to kind of look at the maths. So I know here in the States, we kind of break them up by certain concepts. So we do like, say, algebra, algebra one, algebra two, geometry. What's the format roughly of your math? I mean, of how you guys break down the math.
Okay, okay, we have several branches in maths. For example, starting in secondary school, we do have algebra.
Mm-hmm.
We don't divide it. We do have
Okay.
algebra. Algebra. Then after algebra, we do have geometry.
Mm-hmm.
We have also trigonometry.
Okay.
Then we have uh, some kind of pre-calculus.
Mm-hmm.
We have calculus. That calculus is divided into three pieces.
Okay.
Uh, Differentiation. Also, we have integration. We do also have differential equations for secondary schools.
Okay.
Also, we do have probability.
Right.
Probability. So we have probability, and we do also have We have also other branches, normal branches as sets, yeah, sets, functions.
Okay.
Then we do have statistics,
Okay.
secondary
So
school. Yeah, yeah.
so just because they're not splitting the algebra concept is still going to be there. So if you're,
Yes,
a parent that's watching this and you're just like, oh, well, I really need some assistance with like algebra. Okay, we have that. Like, definitely, he can definitely do this, and their corporation can do it as well. So
yes.
now it's almost like here's one thing: how do a parent know? So, what should a parent look for when they really do need your service? Like, what do you think would be I want to say, like the red flags, like raising the alarm that, you know what, your child definitely needs some extra assistance and you can help them?
For example, in mathematics, there are lots of alarms that the parent can see and see, like, I need a tutor. For example, in mathematics, you don't have to cram. Cramming in mathematics will fail you some days.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to understand the actual concept, what was intended for you to know. And after you know what we've intended for you to know, then you have to know how am I going to use I'm going to use this kind of concept in solving different problems. The
Mm-hmm.
actual problem, then the problems within uh, my learning. So a parent, a parent have to see the kind of a child he or she has. For example, we have slow learners, we have fast learners.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know my child is a slow learner, my child is a fast learner, that's the first thing. The second thing is to know what are the needs of the student. What are
Mm-hmm.
the needs of my child? What is my child struggling with? Are you struggling with the algebra? Is it pre-algebra? Is it algebra 1? Some of the parents may come and say, my student is struggling with algebra, while you are starting teaching algebra 2,
Mm-hmm.
while the concept of algebra 1
Yes.
are not
Is
well mastered. Yes,
exactly.
are not well mastered. But remember, the parent just came here with the package. I'll just pay you for algebra 2, ta 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 ta. It's a done deal. Then
Mm-hmm.
a parent, when it's like when you are going to the market, you have to know what you are going to purchase.
Mm-hmm.
I need this, I have to purchase this. So
Right.
if a parent want a help from Mr. Number, first of all, I have to evaluate the kind of students that I will going to tutor.
Mm-hmm.
We always do evaluation. We have a diagnostic test. You say your child is good in algebra 1, I'll just give the exam in algebra 1
Right.
to see what you know, what you don't know. So that from there, I can advise now the parent, like, in order for your child to change, because always we want to make math make sense. That is the motto of Mr. Number Tutoring Hub, making math make sense.
Right.
So if making math make sense, we must know what is your problem, then how are we going to change your problem.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to the parent need to know, and we also as numbers, Mr. Number Tutoring Hub, how as Mr. Number tutor, I'm going to always uh, evaluate that to see
Okay.
what you need. Yeah,
Nice. Because just to say, we can't cram. So if you're wondering, like, I'm like, you can't cram the information. You have
for
to
sure.
learn the math by doing practice. And then, in order for anybody to kind of understand what your child really needs, there has to be some kind of assessment. Because you can sit here and say, oh, my child, just as you mentioned, needs algebra 2 help. But then all of a sudden they can't add, subtract, multiply, or divide fractions,
Yes,
integers, don't even know how to break down the square root, don't know how to break down a cube root. And they're like, wait, what's cube? Oh, 2 cube. Oh, that's 6. No, that's 2 times 2 times 2. So the whole concept of exponents, sometimes that's lost. And I'm going to be truthful. Yes, kids struggled with a lot of those basic concepts before the pandemic, but that pandemic really, I mean, we're still into that pandemic gap right now. So we're not out of it. Just because you're outside doesn't mean that all of a sudden your kids' math scores are going to dramatically go back up.
For
No,
sure, yeah.
there's so much that was lost and there's so much that was trained. So as we progress and we're going into the summer months, I know a lot of parents are like, I just want my child to take a break. But we all know something called a summer slide. And when they're not doing, like for us, we actually take a break during the summer and it's great. But you're only taking maybe an hour a day, not every day, maybe once a week, that you're just saying, okay, let me kind of get your knowledge going. So,
Yeah.
as parents, as you're watching this, keep that in mind. I know you want your pockets to be saved, but at the same time, we also have to think about the next steps. It's either you're going to have us now or you're probably going to have us a little bit later, because the trouble with math that your child is going to have, it's going to rear its ugly head no matter what. And it's not generational. Don't say, oh, I was terrible on math. That's why my child is terrible on math. That doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
I'm getting you. There is also a certain concept like the perception. That's why you have to change the students' awareness and the perception toward the subject.
Exactly.
So some of the students are failing mathematics because of what they have been told. Like mathematics is difficult. Mathematics doesn't have any really application to real life.
Right. And we all know
The,
that's false.
yes, that is truly false. And I'm telling you, for a lot of students that I've been tutoring with, they find mathematics very, very, very simple. Because if at all a teacher can break down those concepts to you, mathematics will be the simplest subject among your subjects.
Yeah.
That's 100% sure for those students who are struggling with mathematics. If you believe in mathematics and you start um, taking tutoring and learning it, but from a good teacher, from a good tutor, you are absolutely going to be the best. And who knows? They say if you know mathematics, you raise your thinking capacity, and the other subject also will come. So,
Yep.
A in mathematics, then you add more A's in other subjects
There you go.
because of the reasoning capacity. Mathematics increase the reasoning capacity. So, if the reasoning capacity increase, automatically also you are going to reason well in other subjects like physics, chemistry, and other subjects that you are taking.
Yep. That's perfect. Because that's why I'm fully booked all the time. Because I like to break down those concepts. And then, of course, the results are going to come and they're going to come quickly because now the child understands or the student understands what's going on. So sometimes you use the math genre, but I like to break it down first before I start using that terminology. All
Sure,
right.
sure.
So we're going to close up, but is there anything before we talk about? Is there any upcoming attractions? Is there anything that you're going to be doing in your business in the following months?
Recently I'm also participated in the training for the Global Talent Network
Okay.
as the um, coach of International Mathematics Olympiad. So
Nice.
I've been chosen out of all who applied for that training. Then
Mhm.
we are only 19
Okay.
worldwide. We're only 19 worldwide, and I'm one among the chosen
Nice.
coaches. So I'll be in that training for like 7 weeks. Then after that, I'll receive the certificate,
Okay.
and we are there for combinatories and probabilities. So
Okay.
from there, I'll be the official coach for the International Mathematical Olympiad.
Well,
So
congratulations.
yes, and I've been in different competitions so far. I was also a bronze winner in undergraduate examination in university in Tanzania, University of Dodoma. That was an open mathematics examination. So I've been also in several competition as in mathematics, and I've also participated in different international mathematics concepts. Like I've been in Lagos, Nigeria, for like 3 years now, working with a certain foundation known as Mass for Life Foundation. That is also having examination and competition, like we call it, um, Africa Mathematical Tournament.
Okay.
Africa Mathematical Tournament that is held in Nigeria, Lagos every year. So
Nice.
even even coming to this next month is we are planning also to establish a lot of examinations
Okay.
competition.
Okay.
So we are going to have a lot of competition and trying to mix it with kind of adventure, Tanzania with tourism. So we are trying to figure out how are we going to integrate tourism and the tutoring. For example,
Gotcha.
you tutor Audrey coming here in Tanzania, taking a calculus in let's say Serengeti, let's say Mount Kilimanjaro, solving calculus at Mount Kilimanjaro. So that will be very interesting to the students. And the students also going to the summer break will love to go for vacations. So what if are you going to use those vacations in adding your knowledge in a tourism kind of? So
Nice.
it's
Nice.
something nice. So we are looking forward on it. If we can manage to do that, we will welcome people here. You just pay. You will just give you a simple budget, a budget for your travel, a budget for your vacation, and a budget for your learning as tutor.
Okay. See, you guys didn't know you were getting all this. Now you guys are traveling. You didn't even know. You thought you were just going to hear somebody talk about their tutoring business as usual, but now we got you thinking about adventures. That is
Yes.
amazing. So now let's get this. How are we going to find you? Let me hide all my stuff here. So, how are we going to reach a gray? Ah, gray.
So yes, you can just hit DM me in an Instagram page, Mr. Number Tutoring Hub,
Mm-hmm.
or you can just check me through my WhatsApp number. That is
Okay.
plus 255 754
Mm-hmm.
Or you can even email me at agrey.kimaro@gmail.com.
There you go. So, if you definitely want to reach out, there's three ways. Of course, you can watch the replay of this video and just really try to get information. Even if you want to learn more information, maybe even if you want to donate over so we can help with the foundation so you can get more of those students growing and getting their confidence back. I mean, from a school that had all failing, a whole entire school, and then all of a sudden, now we got three A's, we got B's, we got C's. Now we're building their confidence, and then you can't tell them anything because now they just want to see what more they can do. So, if you're really into wanting to learn more with the tutoring, if you want to expand more, or even if you want to donate, you can go ahead and just reach out to Mr. Numbers, the Tutoring Hub. That's on the Instagram. Let me put that back up again for you guys. So, Mr. Numbers Tutoring Hub. Then we also have his email, as well as if you want to contact through WhatsApp. All right. Well, thank you so much for blessing us with your presence. I really appreciate you taking this time.
Yeah, thank you, Audrey. I'll love to be here always to speak about mathematics and sharing experience in mathematics. And you are warmly welcome in Tanzania. We have the second highest mountain in the world.
There you
We
go.
do have the biggest Serengeti. We have Ngorongoro crater. We have a lot here in Tanzania in tourism. Welcome, and
Okay.
let's share the knowledge. We are one world. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. All right. And this is going to end our Two Tutors Talking, but stay tuned to more adventures and more interviews. So have an amazing day, and I'll talk with you soon. See ya.
Yes. Bye bye.